Sri Guru Charana Kamalebhyo Namaha. Sri Shukadeva Goswami says to King Parikshit, O king, after some time, King Nābhī and Meru Devi had a son. Previously they had no son, but the blessings of the Supreme Lord, as we discussed previously, they had a son. When they looked under the feet of the baby boy, they found the marks of thunderbolt and elephant control goad, iron goad, marks under his feet, on his soles. The baby grew up a little and everybody saw that he had all perfect qualities. He would deal with everyone equally. He had equal vision towards everyone when he grew up. He was very peaceful. He was detached with everything and possessed all kinds of opulences like a vigor, strength, and physical building, beautiful, nice looking body, and desire to learn and desire to talk. All that qualities were within him. Means he had all supernatural qualities, including human qualities. Seeing such qualities in the grown boy, all the Brahmins, all the ministers of the king, and the subjects of the kingdom, they loved him, they liked him, and thought that he should be the ruler. This young, still young boy, Kaumar Avastha means after 15. Lalayat panchavarasani dasavarasani tadayat praptaye sodase varase putra mitra vadacharit niti sastra. The son should be loved. Fondled means kissed, put in lap and all that till age of 5. After that, should be firmly dealt for 10 years. Means after 15, when he becomes 10 and 5, 15, after 15, praptaye sodase varase, when he reaches 16. Putra means son, should be dealt as a friend. So, Rishabhadev passed Kaumar Avastha. So everybody thought he should be the king. He had all supernatural qualities. His vigor, physical construction, well-built body, his strength, everybody's love, his fame, his heroism, using bow and arrow. Seeing all these things, King Rishabhadev named him as King Nābhī named him as Rishabha. Rishabha means the best man on planet. Rishabha means the best man on the planet. So, best man on the planet is not correct name for God. So we called him Rishabha Deva. Means the best man of the planet, God of the best man of the planet, like that. God of the best man of the planet. King called him Rishabha, then Brahmins and sages still Rishabha Deva, like that. Seeing the sun and a well-doing of kingdom, and heard that God appeared as his son, Indra, king of heaven, became envious on King Nābhī and stopped rain. It did not rain. Sun already grown up 16. So he thought about King Indra. Why it is not raining? He is so stupid, and laughed at him. See, God can do anything he wants. You just have to become a real devotee. That's all. You can become a real devotee even if you are a worst man or worst woman. Doing all meat eating, illicit sex, gambling, intoxication, what you have done, no problem. If you have a good spiritual master, a pure spiritual master, a pure devotee as your guide, you will become a good devotee. So, God laughed at Indra and used his internal potency, Yogamaya, and poured sufficient rain in Ajanabha kingdom. What is Ajanabha? Ajanabha means Aja Rishabho Tat Pita Nābhī Tabhyam Rakhitam Ajanabham Prithvi iti. Aja Rishabho Tasya Pita Nābhī Tabhyam Rakhitam Ajanabham Prithvi. Means the earth was called Ajanabha because Aja means God, Supreme Lord, appeared as Rishabha, the best human being on earth. And his father was the ruler, officially, Nābhī. Nābhī and Rishabha combined, taking care of Tabhyam Rakhitam. Because earth was protected by these two, best of human being, God, and his father. That's why whole earth was called Ajanabha. So, by the potency, spiritual potency of the Supreme Lord, acting as a human being, Rishabhadeva had poured sufficient rain. King Nābhī also took care of his son so well, and he was very pleased to have such a nice son. So very dear, he was mesmerized by the acts and the look and the behavior, the qualities, everything. Seeing in the son, he was mesmerized. He would call him, oh my dear son, God. God was called as my dear son. Oh my very dear son. Like that. And feel happy calling him like this. Who would not feel? God is a son. He don't know yet. Later on, possibly he will come to know. So, being mesmerized by the spiritual potency of his son, King would Gad-gad. Gad-gad means faltering voice, choked throat, faltering voice, like inside is crying with love. He would deal with his son and call him dear son. Who could be more great than this? The ministers of the king, the learned Brahmins surrounded the kingdom. They all and the subjects of him in the kingdom, they all wanted Rishabhadev to be their ruler. Seeing this, King Nābhī felt happy. So, king one day coronated his son Rishabhadev as a king of earth, whole globe, thinking that he will protect the religiosity and the spirituality on earth and keep all the subjects guided on the spiritual path. And after coronating him, the king took his wife Meru Devi and went to forest for performing tapasya, reached Badrikāsramam, Badrinath on Himalaya. After crossing Gandhamadhan hill comes Badrinath. Anybody can go there. Uddhava performs tapasya there. Narnarayan Rishi, incarnation of God, they perform tapasya there. Still there. Mandakini Salila Chandana Charchitayo. There's Mandakini river. There 5 Pandavas also went. And Bhīmasen lifted a stone which cannot be lifted even by crane today. You see big stone there. I have seen with my eyes. Big, huge stone because Draupadi could not cross the river. So Bhīmasen lifted a huge piece of stone with one hand and used another hand, the other side, and put the stone, huge stone. I don't believe any crane of this world can lift that stone. This stone there, still there. There, King Nābhī and Meru Devi performed tapasya in Badrinath. And after some time, performing austerities, they left their bodies and obtained liberation. The scriptures say, who is that human being on earth by whose generosity and devotion God became his son? There is nobody at that time. That's why the question mark. Who is that person? Means nobody. God was called as his son. By his generosity and well-behavior, all the Brahmins loved him so much. He performed sacrifices and pleased all the Brahmins with the remunerations. One day he decided to go to Gurukul school to learn further education. All cognizant God, all pervading, all cognizant God who knew everything. But because he's acting as a human being, this is happening in Satya Yoga. Acting as a human being, goes to Gurukula school. Gurukula means where Guru, teacher, resides. There are many categories of gurus. Initiating spiritual master must be a pure devotee, must be born in the pure Brahmin dynasty connected to God, and must be initiated in the unbroken chain of disciplic succession connecting to God in Vaishnavism, through Vaishnavism. Other guru is called Sikhya Guru, the teaching teachers. They are also called gurus. So such guru lives in the Gurukula school. But initiating spiritual master lives in the ashrama. Kutir or hut, thatched hut can also be called an ashrama. built with mud can also be called ashrama. Nowadays, concrete and stones is also called ashrama. Ashrama means where the initiating spiritual master resides, where devotees reside, and learn devotional service and practice devotional service and serve God and Guru and go back to Godhead. That is called ashrama. So, Rishabhadev went to Gurukula. Gurukula means where a teacher lives and teaches students scriptural injunctions, Vedas, Shastras, Upanishads, Slokas, behavior, military art, business, everything he teaches. Everything, how to behave in this world and live ideal life and go back to Godhead. To go back to Godhead, like that, teaches. So, Rishabhadev went to Gurukula school and stayed there for some time to serve the Guru. There are dorms, Gurukula, where student resides and with the teacher and learns. There are students living in their homes and come daily, learn and go back. There are two kinds. How to behave in Gurukula, it is stated in Mahabharata. Vidyam srutva ye gurum nadriyante. How? You see, I also studied in Gurukula school, but nowadays I am ashamed to say that I was in Gurukula school because nowadays that name is destroyed. 1981, I think. They asked me to oversee, take charge of Gurukula in Vrindavan by ISKCON leaders. I said, oh, okay, you want me to do that? There is Jagadish there. Then, no, we want you to take over. So I said, okay, you want me to take over? I will close it down for 5 years. I will close the whole building down for 5 years. They were stunned seeing that. So I asked them, why? So I said, just to have a good name. 5 years. What you will do for 5 years? I said, I will recruit teachers and teach them how to teach in the Gurukula school. After 5 years, I will put advertisement and produce perfect students. Perfect. Ideal. They did not want to do that. They wanted me as taking charge under them. They have to supervise. I said, forget that. Then, after 6 months, they reached me again and asked me to be the president of the temple, Vrindavan ISKCON temple, to become president there. I said, I will not be president, just keep me in front and rule from behind me. No, I will rule because I want a good name. ISKCON don't have a good name in Vrindavan. Among all respected people. Maybe bungis, rickshaw drivers, they have the good names, the shopkeepers, because we buy so many things from them. They may say hello, but inside they don't like ISKCON people. I like that. So, Mahabharata says, Vidvam srutva ye grum nadriyante pratyasanna karmana va dhanirva tesam papam bhruna hatya vishesham tebhyo loke papa krunneva chanya. Everything is in the scriptures. There is nothing to make research. We make research that which verses, which book, let's look. What topic we are talking, we have to look into the book. That may be research, but to make research, to get the slokas, no, it's already there. It says, after learning from the teacher in the school, Gurukula school, if you do not serve the teacher for his full satisfaction for some time, and while departing from there, do not give sufficient remuneration to please him, sufficient, you obtain the sin of killing or aborting a baby. Obtaining the sin of aborting a baby. To get aborted, very big sin. Your child has not done any offense. Why we have to kill him? Like that. So, after learning, Rishabhdev stayed in Gurukula school to serve the teacher, to please him. Service, physical service should be done. It's necessary. So, and then before he left to accept household life, he gave sufficient dakshina remuneration to the teacher. He married the daughter of King of Heaven, Indra. Her name was Jayanti. He married Jayanti, the daughter of Indra, the King of Heaven. Not normal. And Indra had envied his father, did not reign on earth. In spiritual life, there is no enmity. There is no enemy. Ajata Satru, called Vaishnava. And Rishabhdev is acting as a Vaishnava, but he is Vishnu himself. Like that. He acted as a householder example for everyone in his kingdom. Dealt perfectly because he was a supernatural personality, not ordinary. Looking like a human, acting like a human, talking, behaving like a human, but is not ordinary. So he taught how to become perfect householders. A Vaishnava knows how to be a perfect householder. I wanted to teach how to be brahmachari. I taught some brahmachari. One guy, his name is Lokasharan, lived with me 6 years. I taught him how to be brahmachari, then I got him sannyas. I don't know where he is now. I taught many things to Mahanidhi, that guy. When he would even fly some places 3 hours away just to be with me a few days to learn something and ask some questions which he couldn't answer in his area. I taught him many things. I'm sure he don't remember what I taught him. Possible. There are many, I forget the names. I want to teach somebody how to be right householder. Maybe in future it will come, because my Guru's desire I heard, not from his mouth, people say it. Want to establish Varnashram system. Who will learn Varnashram system now? Who is there? They don't even know how to be devotees. Just because you put a hand inside the mala and don't have a guru. I was received. We had gotten 2 buses coming from Delhi in our ashram. So they came into my big room. Then I said, we will go down. So we went in the temple, we taught, everybody sat down. I was talking. One lady came in front of me, sat down. I was sitting on a Vyasasana, she sat down. There are maybe 200 people, 150 people, 100 people, more than 100 people. Sat down, they're all from Delhi. And she said, Swāmīji, I'm chanting mala, but am I chanting correct? Am I chanting correct? Because I I said, Guru should, maybe I said, I forget what I said in the lecture. Guru should teach how to do mala. You are in Vrindavan, go to market, buy mala and learn how to chant. So she came, she had already mala. And she said, am I chanting correctly? Can you see, please? And she saw. I said, oh, okay. Now, how do you chant the second round? I asked. That's where every problem was. There were 100 plus people sitting there. When I told her, and her husband was sitting there too, I told her, she's not a Vaishnava devotee yet, or somebody hooked up to a guru, I will tell you. She said, I told her, this is not correct, this is wrong. Whoever taught you don't know how to chant. You learn now from me and teach the person who taught you how to chant. I told also, because that guy who taught you is also wrong. So you have to teach her, teach him. I told her. She stood up and cried so loudly, so much cry, screaming cry as her husband is dead. She cried so bad in front of all people. I asked her, stop crying. Why you are crying? I taught you right thing. No, Swamiji, I am crying because I wasted so many years chanting wrong chanting. I did wrong, Swamiji. For that I am crying. So I asked, who taught you? She told me the name Gopal Kṛṣṇa. So imagine, he is my God brother. He don't know how to chant his japa. And he is Guru, and you become his disciple. How can you go to God? Tell me. The Guru who ate cows, meat, drank wine, even tea drinker is not allowed to become Guru. Anybody who drank wine cannot become Guru. How? How can you go to God? That you have to think very carefully. I'm not criticizing anyone. I'm opening your eyes so you can see. These eyes are not sufficient. There is inner eyes, spiritual vision. You have to see. So, Rishabhadev became perfect example of householder and taught everyone. He produced 100 sons from his wife, Jayanti. Of them, the first one is Bharat Maharaj, had all perfect qualities and the best qualities and more qualities he had than any other sons. So they remained 99. One is gone, Bharat Maharaj. He produced 100 sons. So out of 99, 9 sons, they became sannyasis, Swāmīs. There were Kavi Hari Antarikya Prabuddha Pippalayana Avirhotra Chamasa Avirhotra Drumila Chamasakkara Bhajana. These 9 sons became big Swāmīs and big preachers in Bhāgavat Dharma. Their discussion we have discussed in our Bhāgavatam volume 13, 1-3. We have written 15 volumes of Bhāgavatam. Get them and read them. You will see. And the 9 became kings, appointed as kings by Rishabhadev. So remained 81 sons. They did not want to remain as Kshatriyas because Kshatriya involves violence, killing, hunting. So they did not want, they want to become Brahmins. So they learned Vedas. 3 people are allowed, 3 orders, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishyas, to learn Vedas. They learned Vedas and developed Brahmanic qualities, peaceful, tolerance, and etc. Like that. So, Rishabhadev taught many good teachings to his sons and thus ruling the kingdom very nicely. One day while traveling in different places, means he taught Bhagavat Dharma to his sons and he told them that whatever great man does, common man follows. Like Bhagavad Gita, Lord Kṛṣṇa says, Yadyad āchārati shreshtat tattat deve tarojana sayat pramanam kuruti lokastadanuvartati. Whatever great man does, common men follow. Whatever examples he sets, everybody carries on. Even though Rishabhadeva was all cognizant, he knew everything, still he followed Brahmana's advice because Brahmanas are the mouth of God. His God, his mouth. The Niti Shastra also says, Brahmanam aspruštva dharmam kurute te bhaven mudha. One who do not follow Brahmin's advice. Brahmin means in dynasty and perfectly living with Brahminical rules. One who does not take advice from Brahmins and do material or spiritual religious things, they do not obtain any merits. Everything remains futile. And at last, they become defeated from liberation. Following this rule, Rishabhadeva followed Brahmins and satisfied his subjects perfectly. One day he sat on the chariot and went moving around his kingdom and reached in the area called Brahmavarta within his kingdom, where all the Brahmins gathered there and having a conference. Their Kshatriyas were there too, and his sons were there. So Rishabhadeva decided to teach his sons in front of everybody what is Bhagavat Dharma. That we will discuss next. Thank you very much. Shri Radha Govinda Bhagwan ki Jai.